welcome. My name's Katya. I'm going to be doing your yoga with you this weekend if I haven't met you before. And nice to see those of you that I've seen before in person at Mountain Trek. So Kirkland's going to be muting everybody, so feel free to grunt and groan as much as you'd like because I can't hear you. If you need anything, just feel free to use that chat bar, and Kirkland's going to be online and able to answer any questions for you that you need. Just use that chat bar, okay? So as I said before, the only thing that we will really need this morning is a strap of some sort. Could be a belt or a long tie. A blanket's always nice if you'd like it at the end, and then a firm pillow for underneath your head, okay? So as we move this morning, if anything's not working for your body, just, remember that this class is your class, so make it your own. There's nothing that you have to do. Feel free to modify, ask questions if you need to, okay? So what we're going to be doing this morning is just beginning with laying down on our back. So let's all do that now. We'll lay ourselves down. If you would like a block below your head, feel free to do that for extra support. And once you get onto your back, if we bend the knees and widen the feet up just enough that we're able to tent the knees against one another. So we'll let the knees sort of come in and rest against one another. We can bring our hands onto the lower portion of our belly, right around our belly button. And our hands now can begin to be a focal point of where our breath is beginning. So let's just close the eyes for a moment and begin to inhale through the nose. As you breathe, feeling that space below your hands rising. Expanding the breath then out laterally into the side ribs. And then all the way up into the chest. As you exhale, feeling a reverse of that, the upper lobes of the lungs emptying, slowly the side ribs moving in, and lastly the belly. Again, inhale, feel the ballooning of your breath below your hands swelling like a wave. Expand the breath out into the side ribs, into the low back, up into the chest. As you exhale, relax the upper back and the shoulders into the floor. Relax the head. Allow there to be a small separation between your teeth as the face relaxes, even the small muscles around your eyes softening. Just noticing how your body's feeling this morning, if there's any areas of the body that might require a little bit more of your love and attention. And allowing any stress, any tension in the back here to drain into the floor below you. Inhaling and feeling that 360 degrees of breath radiating throughout the body. And as you exhale, feel the weight of your arms and the weight of your shoulders. Allowing any weight that you may be carrying on those shoulders to release into the floor. And then just slowly allowing the head to roll here from side to side, taking the chin from one shoulder and over to the other. Good, and then bringing your head back into center. And then we can gather both of our knees now in towards the chest, wrapping the hands around the front of the shins. And if that's not optimal for you, you can always bring your hands around the backs of your thighs instead. And keeping a hold of the legs here, let's have a little roll from side to side. Just massaging the lower back. You can even hug the knees in a little closer so that as you roll side to side, you can come into the kidney area at the back pocket of your ribs and then into the mid back. And then again, you can take the knees away a little bit, releasing the hands from the shins and rocking side to side. You can then go across your hips and then all the way down across your sacrum, that large triangular bone at the base of your spine, and into your tailbone even. And then again, you can draw the knees slightly closer and work your way back up. So we'll just go side to side, kind of working from that mid back range down to low back range with the knees moving in and towards us. You find any areas that feel really thick or tight or ropey, maybe just focusing in on those areas a little bit and massaging some of that tension out of the lower back. So a nice big breath. Good. Without rolling now, just holding the knees at center, we'll slowly begin to extend the left leg down along the floor, interlacing our fingers to the front of the right shin. And as you do that, we'll glide that right knee in towards the body here. And let's let the arms do the work. So we'll keep that hip crease relaxed. Just letting the legs slowly fold in towards the body here. As we bring that right knee in, we can press the back of the left thigh down, reaching into that left heel. Shoulders relaxed, one more breath. Now, keeping the knee towards you, just release your hands from that shin, and we'll begin to circle the right knee around. And as large of a circle as we can go while keeping the pelvis level. So if we keep our lower belly active here, that'll help us to stabilize the pelvis as we rotate that knee in circles and getting that range of motion and mobility expanded throughout that right hip joint. Let's just reverse the direction of that circle with the leg. Notice if there's any places where the hip catches. It feels a little bit sticky in its movement. And now let's bring that right knee into center and hook our left hand over the top of that right shin. And then we can open the right arm out to the side with the palm of the hand facing up. Nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, begin to track the right knee over to the left. As you bring the right knee over to the left, you can allow that right hip to roll up off of the floor if you have that range of motion. But we want to keep our right arm and shoulder connected to the floor, reaching back into the fingertips of the right hand. As we guide the right knee over to the left, now we can breathe into the lower belly and into those side ribs again. As you exhale, just let that leg get a little heavier. We're trying not to muscle our way through, we're just letting gravity work its magic. One more big breath. Good, and then let's slowly roll onto the back, bringing the knee back up. And then we can extend that right leg down onto the floor, bringing the left knee now into our chest. Let's wrap the hands around the front of the left shin. Drawing the left knee in towards the left side of the chest here. As you do that, press the back of your right thigh down, reaching into the right heel a little bit. The arms are doing the work as we relax that left hip crease. Relax the shoulders and breathe. As you exhale, see if you can draw that leg in just that little bit more. Checking in that the shoulders haven't clenched up to the ears, relax them down. And then we'll release our hands from that left knee and begin to circle it around in a great big circle, lubricating that left hip joint with our movement. As you do that, keeping your lower belly, your pelvic floor a little bit active, just to keep that pelvis nice and level. And then the same knee, but the opposite direction. And bringing the knee into center now, let's hook our right hand over the top of that left knee. Open the left arm out nice and wide, palm facing up. Great big inhale here. And then as you exhale, tracking the knee over to the right. As you bring the knee over to the right, we can roll the head loosely back towards the left. And then funneling that breath again down into our belly, out into the side ribs. Notice the way that the path of the breath changes as the shape of the body changes. One more big breath here. And then slowly bringing that knee all the way back up. And we can release that left foot to the floor and bend the right knee as well. And release the right foot to the floor. So we're going to take a hold of our strap now. So let's grab a hold of that and open it up. And we'll take the right leg now and extend the right leg up towards the ceiling, bringing the strap around the sole of your right foot. Nice big inhale here, straightening that right leg. And as you exhale, straighten the left leg down onto the floor. We'll firm the back of the left thigh down, reaching equally into both of our heels so our legs are extending and a little bit energetic here. Let's check in that the shoulders haven't popped up to the ears. We can just plug them back down. And we'll just spend a little bit of time here because the hamstrings tend to be a little stubborn. And we'll wait it out and just see if we can get some softening and some lengthening along the back of that right thigh. And the straighter that the right leg is, the more effective this will be. So even if that means that you need to take the leg a little further away from you in order to get it really straight, you could do that. One more big breath here. And then what we can do here is just gather both ends of the strap around the right hand only, and you can kind of walk that right hand up towards the foot and lasso that hand. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, we'll begin to open the right leg out to the right side. Now, as we do that, we want to make sure that the pelvis remains level. So we could bring our left hand to the top of the left hip and kind of help to anchor it down by applying a little bit of pressure downwards to ensure that the pelvis isn't tipping over to the side with the movement of the leg. And when I keep that right leg straight. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring that leg all the way back up. And let's wrap the ends of the strap now around our left hand, so still around the same foot, just in the opposite hand. And then we can open the right arm out wide with the palm of the hand facing up. Nice big inhale here, straighten those legs. And then as you exhale, begin to track the leg over to the left. So we're tracking it over the body, rolling towards that outer left hip. As you do that, press the inner arch of your right foot away from you. That'll sweeten that stretch up a little bit. One more breath here. And then slowly elevating that leg all the way back up above you. Bending the right knee and setting the right foot to the floor. And then let's take our left leg all the way up towards the ceiling, bringing the strap around the sole of your left foot. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly straighten the right leg down onto the floor. And plugging the shoulders down away from the ears here. Let's reach into both of our heels. The legs are slightly energetic. As you inhale, think about drawing your breath all along that left leg, from heel all the way to sitting bone. And as you exhale, releasing the tension from that leg, letting it grow long. Now let's slowly gather both ends of the strap around the left hand. You could wrap it around, bring the left hand up high towards the left foot. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, begin to open the leg out to the left side. Remember, we can always bring our right hand here to the top of the right hip and anchor it down a little bit. So ensuring that the pelvis isn't tipping over to the left along with the movement of the leg. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring that leg all the way back up. Let's wrap the ends of the strap now around the right hand and open the left arm out nice and wide, palm up. Inhale, straighten the left leg. And as you exhale, track that left leg over to the right. As you do that, you can allow that left hip to roll up off of the floor if you have that range of motion. Pressing the inner part of your left arch away from you in order to really extend into that hip. Reaching down into your right heel and breathing expansively into those side ribs and down into the belly. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring that leg all the way back up. Now, keeping the left foot up above us inside of the strap, let's bring our right leg up as well. So we have both feet inside of the strap. And from here, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling and just stretching out the tops of your feet. And then flexing the feet and drawing the toes down towards your body, reaching into the heels. And then again, pointing the feet up, feeling the shins waking up the tops of the feet. And then one more time, flexing the feet down, reaching into the heels, feeling that stretch into the Achilles and into the calves. Straighten those legs, press the heels up. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, just neutral positions for the feet. And then we can bend the knees and place the feet on the floor. And that strap can just go off to the side now. What we'll be doing here is rolling over onto our right side. Once you roll onto the right side, just continue to keep that pillow below your head. We can bring our knees up so that our knees are directly in front of our hips. We're forming a 90-degree angle from our ankles to our knees to our hips here. And then extend the arms out in front of your chest, bringing the palms of your hands together. The back of your right hand is on the floor. Now, as you inhale, begin to draw the left arm along the floor, sweeping it up over your head. So we're dragging the arm up. Then the arm is going to sweep all the way around behind us, and it'll probably lift off the floor here at some point. Keep going with that arm. Great big circle until it passes over top of your left hip. And then you can bring it back to where you started with that right hand. Okay, so let's do that a few more times. Inhale, bring the arm up. Drag it along the floor. Try and keep the arm on the floor as long as you can. Keep the arm straight. No elbow bend. All the way around back behind you over top of that left hip. Good. One more. Reaching into the arm. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, sweep that arm around, reach it to the fingertips. Good. So we'll just roll over now onto our opposite side and try the same thing now with our right arm. So let's roll on over. Bring the knees up again in front of your hips, 90-degree angle, head supported by the block and palms together. As you inhale, drawing that right arm all the way up, dragging the fingertips along the floor. Great big circle back around behind you. Over top of the hip, back to where you started. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale it around. Just slowly increasing that range of motion through the shoulder girdle, into the chest, into the upper back. One more big circle. And once you've completed that, just bringing the arms all the way back together. Having a breath here, letting the body settle. Okay, so let's roll all the way over now into all fours. So we can move any blocks off of our mat if you'd like. And then we'll center the body so that the shoulders come directly over top of your wrists and the hips come directly over top of the knees. So from this tabletop position, just inhale with a neutral spine. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly begin to round the back. As we round the back, look through and towards your belly button, lifting the belly button up to spine. And then as you inhale, slowly roll the spine into the body, opening up the chest, opening up the belly, looking up. And as you exhale, start with the base of your spine, like a string of pearls, bone by bone, tuck the tail. Roll along the back, rounding it slowly, lifting through the shoulder blades. Inhale the opposite direction. Think about working bone by bone like a string of pearls along your back. Sourcing out those areas of the back, just keep going with your own rhythm here, that feel a little bit tight, like they move in little clusters, and see if you can isolate that so that you can break it down vertebrae by vertebrae. One last time. then slowly back into a neutral position here. So from here, if we just walk our hands just slightly forward, taking the right leg now, we'll begin to sweep the right leg into pigeon pose. So we're going to be bringing the right knee to the right side of the mat and the right foot towards the left side of the mat. Then we'll take our back leg and slowly slide that back leg back. Now, if your hip is quite elevated here, what you can always do is grab one of your blankets or blocks and just tuck it underneath that right hip for a little bit of additional support. What we're looking for is that right heel and foot to come towards the front of our left hip and our pelvis to be fairly level at the back. As you inhale, let's open up the chest and just plug those shoulders down. And then as you exhale, we can slowly begin to walk down onto the forearms. You could remain here, or if you're feeling comfortable, you could even rest your head right down onto your hands. And then just breathing as you settle into that right hip and glute area, relaxing into that. So rather than sort of clenching and holding yourself up out of this pose, let's see if we can soften the hips and legs, dropping in with the breath. Relaxing the spaces between the shoulder blades, breathing into the upper back. Nice long exhale to release any tension from the body here. We'll have one more big breath. Good. And then slowly walking yourself back up onto the hands. We'll begin to slide that leg all the way back into all fours. And then we can take our left leg now and slide the left leg forward, bringing the left knee to the outside of your left hip, the left heel towards the front of the right hip. And then we can slide that back leg as far back as you possibly can, and that'll help you to really draw those hips down, resting the top of the back foot onto the floor. Center the hands below the shoulders, and now inhale, let's draw the chest up. And as you exhale, we can slowly ease down onto the forearms, resting the head onto the hands if you'd like, or onto the floor. Breathing into the back of your body, releasing into the hip. One more big full breath here. Good, and then walking yourself back up onto your hands. And then sliding that left leg back into all fours. From all fours, if we widen up the knees just a touch, bringing the big toes together, let's slowly sit our hips back to the heels into child's pose. Sitting ourselves as far back as we can extend the arms long and then bring the forehead down to the floor. Breathing into the back of the body, let's let those hips get heavy on the exhale. And then keeping the body in this position, walk both of your arms up and over to the right. Particularly that left hand, let's walk it nice and high. So you can start to feel that stretch along that whole left side of the armpits, obliques, into the whole side body there. Fingertips to hip growing long, big breath, like you're ballooning the breath into that left side of the rib cage.
Then walking your hands to center, and let's bring them up and over to the left side now. Walking that right arm as high as you can. Nice full breath. Hands coming back to center. And then slowly rising all the way up to all fours. So let's sink all the way down now onto the belly. And once you lay onto your belly, you can turn your head and rest on one cheek. Nice big breath here. Turn your head and rest on the other cheek. Good, and then what we're going to do is bend the left knee so that the left heel comes towards our seat. Reach the left hand back and take a hold of that left foot. Now we could always grab a pant leg, or we could also use our strap to lasso that left foot if grabbing a hold of it isn't possible this morning. Either way, what we want to do here is draw the pubic bone down. Draw the hip bones down, and you'll notice that will really sweeten that stretch up if you activate those glutes and press the pubic bone down. As you do that, taking the heel in line with your sitting bone, trying not to let that left knee flare way out to the side. Ideally, it's running kind of straight down in line with that hip. As you exhale, maybe you can draw that leg in that little bit closer. And then slowly releasing that side. Let's bend our right knee now, reaching the right hand back to take a hold of that right foot. Without letting the knee or the heel flare out now, draw the heel in line with the sitting bone. And as you begin to take that heel in towards the seat, you can now draw the pubic bone and the hip bones down. One more big breath. And then slowly releasing that leg down. We sweep both of our hands now down along the hips, bringing the palms behind our pelvis there, interlacing the fingers, palms of the hands together. Gather the legs towards one another and begin to reach into your toes, squeezing your legs. Draw the pubic bone down and begin to lift your head and chest up, pulling the shoulder blades towards one another, keeping the back of your neck long. And then elevating the legs up off of the floor as well. Just feeling the whole back line of the body, that posterior chain firing up here, activating. Keep the neck long, breathe into the back body. Inhale, and as you exhale, slowly release your hands, lower legs, arms, and head down to the floor, resting on one cheek. Big breath here. And then we can bring our hands back below the shoulders. And we want to plant those hands directly below the shoulders, pulling the elbows in gently towards the sides of the ribs. Inhale. And as you exhale, again, begin to squeeze the legs, point the toes, draw the pubic bone down so the lower belly becomes firm. And then just lifting the head and the chest up off of the floor into a tiny little back bend here. So at first we won't use any of our arm strength. We'll just use our back muscles to get that extension. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lay your body back down to the floor. Have a breath down here. Inhale. As you exhale, plug shoulders away from the ears, reach into the toes, begin to lift the head and chest up. Now, without any pinchiness or compression in the back, you could begin to press the hands down into the floor, elevating yourself only as high as you feel comfortable going. Keeping those shoulders releasing down the back. Inhale. And as you exhale, releasing your body all the way down. And then from here, we can press ourselves up into all fours. And then again, back into child's pose. Hips sitting back to the heels, forehead to the floor. And this time, sweep your arms along the sides of your hips, resting the palms up. Letting the shoulders release down. Big breath here. Good. Sweeping the hands out so you're able to use the hands to press yourself back up into all fours. From all fours, just widen the feet up to about hip width apart. Let's take the hands slightly forward, then right below the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, nice big inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to press up and back into a downward facing dog shape. From here, I want you to be pressing firmly through those arms. And we'll just spend some time pedaling it out here. So try bending one leg as you straighten your opposite leg, going side to side. Working those heels into the floor, working into the Achilles and the calves. Rolling the sitting bones up. And take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly bring the knees down to the floor. Again, back into child's pose. Nice full breath. And then slowly sitting yourself all the way back up. Good. So we'll just finish with one last pose before we move into our Shavasana. So let's lay down again onto your back. If you'd like to use that block below your head again, you could do that, or that firm pillow. We'll lay ourselves all the way down. And then from here, bringing the knees up towards the chest and opening the arms out nice and wide, about the height of the shoulders with the palms of your hands facing up. Great big inhale. And as you exhale, lowering both of your legs over to the right and resting them on the floor. And if the floor feels a bit far, you could always take one of your blankets or extra pillows and tuck it underneath that right knee. Or also you could tuck the pillow between your knees if you want support for the back in that direction there. And then from here, just letting the head roll back towards our left shoulder. Nice full breath. Inhale, head back to center. And as you exhale, bringing the legs up one by one. Inhale here at center. And as you exhale, lower the legs now over to the left. You can roll the head back towards the right. And then filling the lower belly and the side ribs with your breath. Inhale. As you exhale, head back up to center, and then one by one, bringing the legs all the way up, resting the feet onto the floor. Arms sweeping down to your sides. Big belly breath. Exhale out any areas of tension. Good. All right, so you guys can get whatever you'd like now for Shavasana, which is the end relaxation. So you'll be laying on your back for about 5 minutes. So feel free to get whatever you need to get yourself comfortable here. So lay yourself down. If you would like a pillow below your knees, feel free to do that. That's often really nice for the low back. If you'd like a blanket over your body or a pillow under your head, just whatever you need to get yourself comfortable for about 5 minutes on your back. And doing all of those little wiggles and adjustments you need to get your body really comfortable here. There's no rush. Just taking your time to let yourself get settled. And then just settling in with a few deep, full breaths. As you exhale, feel the entire body relaxing into the floor. Feeling the weight of your bones sinking downwards. The footprint that your body creates along your mat, that silhouette. And feeling the weight of your legs growing heavy here as you loosen the ankles and the knees, relaxing the toes and the arches of your feet. Feel your thigh muscles draping over the bones, the weight of the legs releasing up into the hips. Let those hip creases relax into the body. And feel the heaviness of the pelvis as it rests on the floor. As the pelvis loosens and relaxes, feel the lower back responding and softening as well. And the length of the spine, warm and supported below you. As you inhale, feel your breath rising along the front of the body, the belly, the ribs, and the chest expanding on that inhale.
And as you exhale, feel the front body softening inwards, the ribs relaxing around your lungs, and chest releasing into the upper back and shoulders. Feel the weight of your shoulders releasing down your arms, relaxing the elbows and the wrists. Loosening the fingers. Feel the warmth in the palms of your hands. Relaxing the neck and the throat. Relaxing the jaw so that there can be that separation between the teeth. The face expressionless. The eyes relaxing into the sockets. And the brain relaxing onto the back of your skull. And slowly bringing your awareness back, but allowing that relaxation to remain as your consciousness begins to surface slightly. Wiggle your fingers and your toes if you'd like. And as you feel ready, rolling over to your right side, and then easing yourself up into a seated position. Namaste. Thanks so much for coming this morning, everybody.